All right, now typically there are tax benefits to owning real estate, but the tri-state area is also notorious for its high property taxes. So what's the best way to take advantage of the current housing market? Alex Wolf, a real estate attorney and educator, is here with some advice. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
The stock market continues to climb. It's been rallying pretty steadily, and yet the new housing, sales, foreclosures, all of that is still in the doldrums. What's up with that?
Well, what's essentially happening is the whole Main Street, Wall Street divide that people have talked about since the crash continues. One way I like to put it is it's much easier for large institutions to put billions of dollars into the stock market than it is to find millions of homeowners with the resources to buy the millions of homes it will take to stop the foreclosure pit that we're falling into.
Now, I understand that the high-end properties are actually selling pretty well in our area.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There was a $3 trillion transfer of wealth between about 2008 and mid-2009. That didn't sink into whole. It's not a zero-sum game, and the result is that the multi-million-dollar properties are actually appreciating in value. They're reaching their 2008 values, and I would say to wealthy purchasers, now is the time to buy, because in another year or two, they're going to be higher than they were before.
And interest rates will probably be up too.
And interest rates will be up.
So the middle market homes, are those considered between $500,000 to $1 million?
For our market area, that's true.
Yeah. Why are they still struggling so much?
They are struggling because what in most of the nation would be considered the upper middle class is the middle class in New York. People with combined family incomes of $150,000, let's say. Those folks have lost jobs, they've lost savings, they've lost faith in the stock market, and the result is that many of them can't qualify to purchase homes. Or they're simply afraid to take what savings they have and buy. They'd rather rent.
And they're hearing about all these foreclosures all the time, which is scaring them away, even if they do have the resources to do this. But you say that there are some great opportunities out there if you have the means and the credit scores.
Right. One of the things that's happened, and people have to be aware of this, is FICO score requirements of the lenders and of Fannie Mae, which is the biggest secondary market purchaser of loans from the banks, have gone from about 680 as the ideal
credit
score to about 740, which is a pretty high threshold for a lot of people. So people need to work on their credit scores and get them fixed before they go out and actually make their offer and go to contract.
But if you can, it's a good time to buy, to find the right properties and to buy.
Absolutely. It's a good time if you can. And one way that people can make up for for some of the deficit in their savings is if they can go to family members and borrow. The gift tax exemption is up to $13,000 per gift. You can pool that together with parents. You can end up with enough for a down payment on an apartment. Co-ops are the best investment for a primary residence. They're about a third cheaper than condos. So there are opportunities.
So don't shy away from buying.
Don't shy away. That market, that middle market, 500,000 to under $1 million, is still depressed by 15–20%.
And yet rent is still going up and will continue to go up.
Well, that's one of the ironies of the situation. The demand for rental housing has gone up as the demand for what I'm calling this middle market housing has gone up. So rents will become an increasingly high source of pressure for people to return to the market to purchase.
But also an investment opportunity if you can find a rental property to buy.
That's the ticket. The ticket is, if you want to do it in the tri-state area, it's much harder to find a positive cash flow property than if you go outside this area. You can find properties that will actually give you a positive return from the first day.
Great advice. Alex Wolf, thank you so much for coming in.